everybody, it's Femtrooper. Today we're going to do a pickups video. I haven't done one in months. I haven't actually done a video in a couple months, so I apologize for that. Me and my boyfriend just made the intro for my channel. He made it really, and then we took all the pictures. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed the intro because we're trying to sort of take Femtrooper seriously because why not? It's my favorite thing to do is to make these videos, so we try and go push the limits even more. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the intro. So just a new addition to my channel. But today is pickups, and over the course of the last 2-3 months, last time I did a pickups video, I've accumulated a lot of things. I just was in New York. I picked up 4 games there. Picked up games sort of everywhere. So yeah, the first one I picked up was in Video Games New York, and if you are in the area, I really recommend going to that store. I've been there before. It's really cool. They have everything almost, and it's just a really cool experience going in there. And what I got was Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All, which is this game right here. I just finished the first Phoenix Wright game, so I thought I need to get the second one. If I see it, I'll buy it, and I saw it there. I really liked the first one. It'll be an upcoming review for sure because I just loved it. It's a visual novel / trials game. I'm really into that kind of genre right now. I love the visual novel stuff. It's so fun, and if you're interested in sort of solving crimes versus puzzles, you'll like these games. So this one I'm excited for just because I know it's going to be very similar to the first and probably not going to disappoint. The next game I got is a 3DS game. So there's actually a bunch of 3DS games here. And the first one is Epic Mickey Power of Illusion. And I picked this up for pretty cheap at Toys R Us in New York because I've just sort of been stingy and trying to find it for cheap. But I'm really excited to play this because it looks like very reminiscent of old Capcom Super Nintendo games and Genesis games. So I'm really looking forward to this. It got decent reviews. I'm excited about it. I've never actually played an Epic Mickey game, but this is a completely different thing from what I've seen of the other Epic Mickey games, so this one's definitely on my list to check out soon. Next game is one that I have been really looking forward to. It's the At Rhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call. I was so excited for this game, and it definitely didn't disappoint. I may do a written review on this, I'm not sure, but this is awesome, guys. If you like Final Fantasy, you have to try these games. This is the second one. It has even way more content than the first. It has, instead of just the Final Fantasy games, it's all the spin-off games too. So I really enjoyed that. It's everything from sequels to like Mystic Quest to like Chronicles. Everything is in this, which is awesome. Even Advent Children, there's music from it. There's so many songs to unlock, and it's just a very addicting game. I don't know, it's very fun. If you guys have played the first, you'll love the second, and if you actually haven't played these games, I almost recommend starting with this one just because it has more content, but the first game does have songs that this one maybe doesn't, so I would just honestly get both of them. The first one's probably not that expensive anymore, but yeah, definitely check this out if you like Final Fantasy, or you're just a really big fan of like RPG, awesome orchestral music. Next game I picked up is one I actually just started recently, and I'm really enjoying it. It's called, I love the SMT titles, and a lot of Japanese games have weird titles, but yeah, it's Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor Overclocked. I have been wanting to pick this one up for a long time, and I finally found it at EB Games in a small town nearby, and yeah, I'm really excited to finally have this because it's been hard to find lately. It's a strategy RPG, which is another reason why I wanted it, and it's in a modern day setting in Tokyo. So kind of a lot of things that I like put into one. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this. I've probably played about 3 hours, so not very much, but so far it's pretty interesting. I like it. Next game is one I picked up at Target for like super cheap for $10, and that's Paper Mario Sticker Star. I don't know about this. My boyfriend started playing it. Kind of wasn't for him. It got just sort of tedious and sort of annoying, so I'm not really sure. And it didn't get the best reviews, but for $10 we just had to buy it. I'm not sure when I'll get to this. It might not be for like a long time, but it's there, and if I do want to check it out and I need a 3DS fix, this is here. But yeah, it is a Nintendo game, and it's Mario. I like Mario, and I really enjoyed the original Paper Mario game, so we'll see what I think of this when I get around to it. Next game is one that came out a couple months ago, and because of all the all my Phoenix Wright hype, I had to get Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. I just got it because it's kind of title that I always felt like maybe would only be on the shelf for so long, kind of like a Fire Emblem thing, so I thought I better pick it up. I've seen it everywhere now, so I guess I was wrong. I've actually never played a Professor Layton game, so that's kind of stupid. So I want to play the first Professor Layton game and then get into this. I know you should probably play all of them, but I feel like maybe I'll check it out. And if it's too much, I'll play all of them first. But this looks amazing. Like from what I've seen on, you know, the cutscenes, the animations, this looks like it's going to be fantastic. And I've heard good things. So really, really, really looking forward to this one. The last 3DS game is another visual novel, and it's Hakuoki Memories of the Shinsengumi. Long title there, but I'm really looking forward to this as well because it's visual novel. This is actually, I forget the term for it, so sorry if I forget, but it's like a visual novel for girls. So I'm kind of interested because there's a few people, there are guys that I know have played it, so I'm interested to see like what is this all about. Yeah, so I'm really interested just because it's geared at women. So it's kind of like a romance, kind of like a romance novel, but a romance visual novel. So we'll see what I think about this, if it's too cheesy or it's actually really interesting. Who knows? This could be like a great story. I don't know. Next up is a few Wii U games. One was another one I got at the Target sale that was like $10, and it was Pikmin 3. I showed this off in my reasons to own a Wii U. I haven't played it yet. I'll get around to it sometime. Pikmin was not ever something that was on my list of things to own, so we'll see when I get around to it. But, you know, it's Pikmin, it's Nintendo, it's probably good, so one of these days, probably over Christmas, I'll get around to it. Next up, we've got one that I've actually really been enjoying. Another game I showed off in my reasons to own a Wii U video, but it's Call of Duty Black Ops 2. This is super fun. We bought it because it's a great, you know, split-screen, two-player game for a first-person shooter, and it doesn't disappoint. It's super cheap, it's really fun, and I definitely recommend this if you're looking for that kind of a game. Next up, we've got Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. This actually looks really good, I have to admit. I'm sure it looks better on the newer consoles, but from what I've seen of my boyfriend playing this, it looks amazing. And as much as I got really tired of the Assassin's Creed games, I feel like they are starting to switch things up, which is why I am not ashamed to say that I'm really excited for Assassin's Creed Unity, which is coming out very soon, and I'm so excited because it's French Revolution, and I really like that in school, and it just visually looks stunning. And as much as graphics don't mean tons to me, with games like that, I feel like they do win me over. So this game looks cool. I may end up playing it because it is interesting with the pirates. It does have more of a story, so we'll see, but from what I've seen, the game looks really beautiful. Next up are some Vita games. My Vita collection is really growing, which I'm really excited about because it's sort of this forgotten console to other people, but I have definitely not forgotten about it. I love my Vita. I think it's awesome. First up, we have one I picked up in New York at GameStop, and that is The Walking Dead, the complete first season for Vita. This is supposed to be, like, amazing. It's, you know, you look up, you know, lists of top 10 like characters in horror games, and this comes up, and there's all sorts of lists that this appears on, and I'm really excited because, well, A, I like visual novels, B, I like The Walking Dead, and C, I just really like a good story, and you know, what I've been told is this is amazing. So this has definitely like been boosted up on my list of games to play. Hopefully gonna get around to it before the end of this year for sure, because this is supposed to be good, and I've heard the physical copy is hard to find, so I've snagged it when I could. Next up, we have another silly game that it just looks ridiculous, and again, a modern day setting, which I like, and it's in Japan, in Tokyo, and that is Akiba's Trip, or Akiba Strip, however you say it, Undead and Undressed. Basically, this is just a ridiculous Japanese game where apparently a bunch of people are like vampires, and you basically have to take all their clothes off, and then that's how to basically show that they're a vampire. So it's kind of just like a beat-em-up game where you take people's clothes off. So ridiculous and silly, but it was kind of one of those things where it's like, I kind of need to own that, I think. So, and it doesn't look that bad. I've just heard it's really repetitive. So I really want to get into this. Definitely another reason to boot up the Vita, I think, personally. It just looks ridiculous, and I love silly stuff like that. The next game is probably my game of the year, if not combined with the first one, and that is Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. I have nothing but amazing things to say about this series. I think it's one of the best series I've ever played, ever. And Danganronpa, it blew my mind when I played the first one, and I have to say, I think I like the second one better. They just put that much more into it because they know they have to up it and like make it more shocking and add more, you know, fear elements. And it's just so good. If you guys don't know what this is, it's a visual novel trial game. So it's like Phoenix Wright mixed with 999, if that makes any sense. And it is seriously amazing. I mean, I play these in Japanese, and the voice acting is great. There's nothing that's bad. The music is one of the best scores to both these games. I like the second score better. Of any game I've ever played, these are amazing. I mean, I think I've played a few other games this year that are amazing. This is definitely a game of the year for me, hands down. Just phenomenal. So check out Danganronpa if you can, please. Another thing I picked up was I got it off Kijiji, and I got a great deal, and I was so excited because we have one 3DS XL, but when we're both playing 3DS games, it means somebody has to play the old one, which is kind of crappy, because once you start playing things on the XL, you really don't want to go back. We found a 3DS XL on Kijiji, which is basically like Craigslist in Canada, if you guys don't know. And I found the inbox, the Yoshi 3DS XL limited edition, and it's awesome. So this is what I've been playing lately for my 3DS. This is my 3DS now. The other one we have is black, and it looks awesome. It plays great. It's basically brand new. It had everything in it, so this is awesome. I scored a great deal, and now we both have a 3DS XL. Because especially when we're playing multiplayer 3DS, it means somebody had to play on the little one, which was really crappy. So yeah, this is awesome, guys. I love it. The next thing that we picked up, or my boyfriend picked up, kind of a surprise while I went to Vegas, was an Xbox One. Yeah, for anybody who watches my channel, you guys know how much of a Sony fangirl I am. So the fact that I would pick up an Xbox One before a PS4 is slightly weird. So just to explain that quickly, basically, my boyfriend really likes the Forza series, and it's obviously a Microsoft exclusive, and I'm not into that at all, but he got Forza Horizon 2 for the 360, and it actually looks horrible, guys. It looks so bad. Like, I've seen footage of it. It was basically like forcing you to get an Xbox One. I found a lot of these games that they've released for the new consoles, and they also release them for the last gen. It's like the last gen versions are so bad. It's like you have to buy. I don't know. It's weird. But it really looked like it was like honestly playing like a launch title for the PS2. Like this looks so bad. So worse. I don't even know how to describe it. It was just awful. So he was persuaded and bought the Xbox One, and I'm so happy because finally we can play next gen games. I'm so excited. So yeah, we got a few games here now. So obviously, we have Forza Horizon 2. This game looks beautiful. Like, I've been watching it. So much detail in this. There's so much. At first I thought there's not much of a difference between the new consoles. Like, you know, what's the difference between Xbox One and a 360? It's huge. So we were going to get a PS4 as well. But now I'm thinking, you know, we have the next-gen console. There's no PS4 exclusive, to be honest, that I'm interested in at the moment. So the second one comes out, we'll get it, like Uncharted 4 or whatever, something. But until then, there's no reason to have a PS4 just sitting getting dusty while we can play all the next-gen games anyway. So that's the reason for having the Xbox One, because, yeah, I prefer PS4, but I'm actually really liking the Xbox One, and a lot of the exclusives coming out for it I'm really excited about. Like there's this sort of indie game, the same guys who did Limbo are doing a game called Inside. Looks really good, so I'm really excited. And then Tomb Raider obviously will be coming out next year. We also picked up Tomb Raider, the definitive edition. We traded in a bunch of games that we actually had duplicates of, just because it's like, well, you know, we traded in on my old copy of Tomb Raider because now we have this. It looks way better. It really does. My boyfriend hadn't played it yet, so why not play it on the new console? And he just started it, and it looks so good. It looks a lot better than the PS3 one that I had. So this is awesome, and got a really good deal on this. And has a really nice little like art book in it. So I'm really excited actually to have this for sure. And last but not least, A game that I will do a review on for sure. I'm hoping maybe to do a Let's Play on this. I don't know. We'll see how things work out because, oh my god, this is amazing. Alien Isolation. I have nothing but good things to say about this. I got kind of weird, you know, not the best of reviews from like critics, but everybody who seems to, or who bought this seems to really like it, including myself. I'm, I don't know, probably like 5 hours into it, but it's so good. It captures the first like Alien, the movie, so well down to specific details, the way the computers are still like DOS. There's cassette players everywhere. It's so like 70s sci-fi future. I love it. And the music is great. It has that Jerry Goldsmith vibe from the original movie. It's just so freaky. You literally want to pause and just hide in the locker forever because you hear a noise and it's coming and oh my god. And the androids in this game, I'll do a review because I don't want to spoil it, but this game's awesome. Go get it. Like, that's all I want to say. This is so much fun and I'm so glad to have it on you know, the current gen consoles. That's all my pickups and I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm really excited now to have an Xbox One because I feel like there's so many more games that are open to me now that I can get. And stay tuned because I finished Danganronpa 2 and Phoenix Wright, the original, and I definitely want to do some reviews on those because they were both great and I want to talk about why I liked them and maybe some things that were annoying. So we're going to do those next time and I hope you guys liked my pickups video. See you guys.